Hi there, Johnny Daniel, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. How are you? It is 7 o'clock on Wednesday. I don't know about you, but I just got finished pouring myself a Coke to get everything done for tonight because tomorrow's card class day. So just finished writing out the instructions and I've got some cards to cut for. Anyways, so tonight we have three or four cards to create. So I figure we probably should get started. If you're joining me, please comment, say hello, what's for dinner, what's in your mug, whatever you want to tell me. So let me flip you around and put you down and we will get started on creating. Hold on. Alrighty. Let me get everything situated on the computer side and then we will get going. So, hi Lise, how are you? So for tonight, I was looking at this absolutely gorgeous paper, and I thought I need to show it to you, and we need to play a little bit. So for tonight, I'm doing things a tiny bit differently. And what I mean by that is I have some stuff pre-cut and some stuff not. I figure you need to see things start to finish instead of already being prepped. So with that being said, I'm going to show you this gorgeous paper. Now, I don't know if the texture is going to come out on the video, but in person, this paper is absolutely gorgeous. It's got that oil painting texture and depth to it where you can almost feel where the paint comes up, but obviously it's smooth because it's designer paper. But this one is just gorgeous, and you need to know about some coordinating products. But first, I need to get a catalog so you guys know where this is. All right, so fine art, I don't know if you guys realize this or not. So when you open the cover, and you're on page 3 technically because they count the cover as page 1, but when you go down here, I don't know if you've seen this or not because we haven't often done this. So I wanted to point this out to you. Kits are on page 5 to 9. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but hey, look, Fine Art Floral, which is what we're doing tonight, is on page 32 to 34. Okay, so I want you guys to realize there are some helpful tools to help you, and if you're not able to remember them, just throw me a quick text, call, whatever you want to do. Not a problem. That's why I'm here. So tonight we are having some fun with the Fine Art Floral Designer Series paper. And then we're also messing around with the Golden Garden Designer Specialty Acetate. And I'm going to tell you, they say gold, but they also don't say silver. So there's also silver in this pack. And you're going, I didn't see silver if I ordered it. Yeah, guess what? There's silver in the pack. So let's begin, shall we? So, the colors in this are just absolutely gorgeous. Let's see, Petal Pink, Flirty Flamingo, Poppy Parade, that orangey red that's almost the color of my door. Bumblebee, which is that golden yellow, and Pool Party, which is that slightly bluish greenish, almost like a water, like ocean color, if it was clear. So there's the first side. And then each side, if you don't like floral, has a more plain or gesso texture to it. So there's, I'm trying to figure out where to put this. I have a pile going tonight, you guys. So another one with a lot of depth to it. And obviously you don't need to see the same one over and over and over again, but, and then the other side again, very textured and whatnot. Just look at this. I mean, it's just gorgeous, right? This is the sheet we're going to be utilizing tonight. So there you go. I just love these colors. Oh my gosh. I am on more brights and regals, if you didn't know that. With my black and white and my reds and my, yeah. I am not a pastel person. Now, I can do pastels, but that is not what my eye gravitates towards. So there you go. As you guys probably know. And let's get this facing the right way. I think that's the right way. So there's that one. And then just, oh, this is Pool Party, by the way, the lighter shade, if you're wondering. Hi, Hyde, how are ya? Glad you could make it. All right, and then last but not least, we're just going over the Fine Art Floral Designer Series paper, which is the focus for tonight, okay? So for tonight, we're gonna make this card. We're gonna make this card, and then we're gonna do one other in 2 different shades, shall we say. So you're in for a treat tonight, because I got, I guess, 4 cards going. I only called it 3 because there's only 3 different designs. I just changed the coloring on the other one. So, all right, so in front of me I have Art Gallery. So we're going to be using that for the words. So I do have to ask you, I've already done a happy birthday, I've already done a thinking of you. Now we can do more, but if you would like to see I miss you, happy birthday, congratulations, good luck, sorry, thank you, best wishes, you are lovely, or I'm thinking of you, please let me know in the comments if there's a specific one that you want to see how it fits, or whatever. So, all right, so I'm going to put this to the side because that's what we're going to be doing later. And I've got my gems. All right, so all of my card bases are 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. Okay, so there you go with that. All my mats, my outer mats are all 5 1/4 by 4, and all my inner mats are 5 by 3 3/4. Let me repeat that. My outer mat is 5 1/4 by 4, and my inner mats are all 5 by 3 3/4. Okay. All right, and then my little strip here is 1 inch by 4 1/2, but I'm going to be doing some different stuff with it. So that's why it's a little bit longer. It should really be 3 3/4, but I'm going to be doing some different things. Alrighty, so we're going to get started here and see what we got, right? I know, it is gorgeous paper, isn't it? So basically what I did was I grabbed the overlay. See how it's gold on this side? So if you wanted to make sure there wasn't a film on it, sometimes there is. If you flip this over, it's silver, okay? So there you go. There's your silver. And I forgot to pull gems out for this one because I don't want the gold. So let me hunt and peck for a half a second here. And I just want to get either some rhinestones or some chrome or even maybe some clear. Like I said, just give me a half a second. I totally forgot that I need gems. Don't let Lisa find out. Oh my gosh. So, all right. Oh, by the way, these cases are now sold out. I guess they're not getting more, but if you do VHS tape with no hub and Google, Amazon, whatever, tons of stuff comes up and it's very similar. So you'll be okay. I just can't help you with it, unfortunately, anymore. All right. So this one, we've got our overlays. Super simple card, but look how gorgeous, right? All right, so I've got my Stampin' Seal Plus. Now, I do have to tell you, if you are still fighting with the Stampin' Seal, please let me know, the regular one. Because evidently there was a bad batch when they first started. And yeah. So I have had a couple replaced. So up to you. I'm just saying, don't ever get frustrated because something isn't working right. Please contact me, okay? So there's that. Easy right? All right, so what kind of words do we need? Anybody? Thank you. I'm always like, thank you. I'm always thinking of you. Happy birthday. Does it matter? I mean, obviously it matters, but does it matter? So let's see here. I guess we'll do a thank you, huh? So, easier to read the words when they're not backwards. Go figure, huh? I'm gonna grab a block. So, the one tip I would tell you when you're organizing your craft room is have it as neat as possible so your mind does not get overwhelmed by the clutter, but have as much as you can within reach of where you normally sit so you're not constantly up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Okay? So there you go. There's my tip for you. And then I'm going to grab my little flower that I need and another block. Okay? And grab my little flower. Try not to touch, so you might want to stick it on that way. I just realized that as I did it, right? Okay. All right, and then for colors, to go with the theme, I have Mossy Meadow and I have Rococo Rose. Go figure, huh? So before I start anything else, remember I told you I didn't have everything trimmed down exactly. So I am going to figure out what this scrap, how big it is. And we're gonna cut down a little. And then we're gonna cut down a little. So this is about 6 inches, a little over. So I'm just gonna go a little over 3. It'll be fine. We'll figure it out. Our glorious paper trimmer that I love. All right, so we are also grabbing our dual punch. But if you have realized with the dotted lines, I don't know if you have this or not. I think most of you that are on do though. With the dotted lines, if it's a full one, you get the whole thing. If you're at inch, 3/4, and half. So if you're at inch, which is the full, you get the whole image. If you're at 3/4, you go to the first dotted line and you only get to there. And then 1/2 inch, you only get to there. So you got to pay attention because this one is a bit plain if you're at the 1/2 inch. It's just like a little cap, shall we say. All right. So I'm going to grab my Mossy Meadow, my green, pop it open. That was a nice screechy little sound, wasn't it? And this one I'm not going to do the flowers on because I don't have any pink or Rococo Rose on anything else. You always want to let that sit on your paper for about 2 seconds so it goes in nicely. You'll get a crisper image. If you are in a hurry, that's when you start to get your fuzzies and your smears because you're going too fast and it doesn't get into your paper. Okay? So that's something you want to think about. Okay, so there's that. That was crooked, but hey, that's okay. All right, and then, so on this side, if you needed to measure, this was pretty even back to back, but if you need to measure, place this down where you want your edge to stop, and then make a little tick mark, cut there, and then you'll know how much room to have for your punch, okay? But for tonight, we're just gonna go. And we're gonna evidently go crooked, but hey, you know, so be it, right? Just because I'm the one behind the camera doesn't mean I don't do it crooked. That's what bling is for, right? Ooh, that is way crooked on both sides. Good thing it's opposite. So, I'm gonna grab my glue dots. One thing I do need to tell you guys. The newer boxes that are coming in, I'm not sure why they changed it, but the glue dots are no longer on the roll. I don't know if you've realized this or not. Instead, they're on the sheet as you pull it off. I'm not sure why that changed. It did. But they're not broken. They still work. You just need a tool to be able to pull them off, because I have not figured out how to hold this like this and press something in. So just letting you know, it's technically backwards. We'll just say it that way, right? All right, and that's technically way crooked, but hey, you know, some days it's just what it is. So we're gonna grab these. These are our epoxy clear and, was it chrome? No, I'm trying to remember the other name for this. Clear and epoxy, I believe that was the name of them. Dots. Anyways, I use them a lot. So there's my first one. Let me grab my handy dandy stamp. Thank you, Lise, by the way. I use it all the time. That one is just screeching. If you get one that's screeching like that, grab a little piece of beeswax, cheapy birthday candle, whatever the case may be, and just grease that up a tiny bit. Unscented chapstick works too. Not as well though. So there's the first card. Crooked and all. Okay. So there we go. Second card is going to be this one. This one, I'm going to show you how to color these little heart charms that we have and how to glue those suckers down. Oh my goodness, I have not figured out a great way. I have figured out a way, but I am not guaranteeing that they're gonna stay through the mail. Ugh, especially nowadays. Holy cow. So if you want to glue them down, it's an adventure. If you want to stitch them on, you can. Lots of different ways to do it, but we have the same card base, 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. We've got our Rococo Rose mat at 5 1/4 by 4. I was going too fast. So much fun. It happens to the best of us, doesn't it? If you do that, don't go back over the same exact spot. Instead, go next to it and it'll work just fine. It's just because I was going too fast, I think. So, I'm going to grab here and hopefully get straight. So that's Rococo Rose. If you want to do any kind of punch outs before you glue down, you totally can. To save some paper if you want a bigger scrap drawer or whatever the case may be, right? Okay, so we're gonna grab here This is 5 by 3 3/4 that I'm gluing down right now. Hopefully not crooked, but hey. And then we're gonna grab our little heart charms. Comes with 20 of them. So you can send a lot of hearts out. I don't know about you, but I have people that come to mind when I start thinking about cards I need to send and everything else. So I'm grabbing, this is the light cherry cobbler. I do not have the Rococo rose that goes with this. Now this, I have 2 sets of cherry cobbler. I have one set, as you can see this tip is slightly bent. This is my I'm coloring gems and charms set, and then I have a decent set that I use for when I'm trying to color something and I want the edges to be crisp. Like cardstock and those kind of things. Not everybody can afford to have 2 sets, and I don't have 2 sets of everything, but there's been a few things I've ruined, we'll just say. All right. So we're gonna leave that sit to dry for a second so we don't have fingerprints on it. It does take a second to dry, and then we're gonna grab our thank you again, but before we do that, we're gonna grab our little flower to add some texture. Grab my Rococo rose. You can also grab a Versamark pad, which does the watermark. Same difference for this specific instance. So I'm stamping off because I don't want it to be overpowering, because I am going to be stamping the sentiment, which is also why I'm not going directly in the center either, if you were wondering. All right, so we've got that. This is just one of the little flowers, so I just wanted it to coordinate a little bit better. And then I've got my Mossy Meadow coming. Let's see, what other colors could you do? The Flirty Flamingo, you could also do white. And you could emboss instead, especially if you picked the Mossy Meadow, the darker colors. So there's my thank you. And so let's see, has everybody had dinner tonight? If so, what'd you have? Anything good? I hope so. I hope so, I hope so. Life's too short to eat bad food that you don't like. All right, so for tonight I figured, hey, we already did this, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to do a double pleat to make it look kind of 3D, okay? So we're just gonna get in as many techniques as we can. That's all there is to it. So we're gonna grab here, oh my, that's way crooked, hold on. We have to fix that. we cannot let that go that crooked. So we're gonna grab here, and we're just doing a little bit of a dovetail. If it's not perfectly straight, it's okay, but that one looked like I was doing some junk stamping, and I'm not, so I can't have it look that bad. Has anybody else ever done junk stamping? So all right, so for this, I'm doing some double pleating is what I'm gonna call this. So what you do is you figure out where your word is, and I am lining up with this first grid line. I'm not a big measurer, so I'm lining up with the first grid line after the words, okay? And then I am pushing it about a half a distance more. Okay, so I've got 2 score lines. I don't know if you guys can see those. And then I'm gonna do it again on this side, hopefully about the same. So we've got the 1, and I'm gonna go in this way. You can also line up your score line with this big guy here, and that's a little bit over 1/8 of an inch. Up to you. All right, So what this allows you to do is this allows you to basically have a 3D effect. So the very first score line that's closest to your words, you're going to fold down. Okay. And then your second score line, you're going to fold up. And what that does is create kind of a 3D, right? Do you see it? Kind of that ripple effect, like on a pennant, that kind of thing. So there you go. All right, and I want my folds to stick down, so I'm gonna grab my glue dots again. And you can also use take your pick tool, your finger. I wouldn't recommend your finger really though, and here's the reason why. Your finger has oils in it, so it means it's going to not stick as well because it's already stuck to something that has oil in it. Of course, this one's not behaving. So we'll see if it did this time. No, not at all. It's stuck to my finger. Let's do one more. Some days they just do not behave. All right. So we're gonna grab here. You don't want to go over your first score line. It's okay if you go over your second because it's gonna fold down. Not a problem. All right, so there's one, and yes, it'll curl up on you, but you'll fix that when you glue it down. So not a big deal. So this one you're going to squeeze in there and pull, and there you go. And yes, it's gonna pop up, but then you're gonna glue it down. So it's okay, okay? Where's my heart? All right. And then my little heart guy, I did not have good luck with the multi-purpose glue. So I am literally rolling a mini glue dot as narrow as I possibly can to stick it down on here. And I'm gonna do that on both sides. If anybody has a better tip, please let me know. So, yeah, this is definitely something cool, the scoring, but I would not recommend it if you have like 180 of them to do. I'm just letting you know. Those are for the ones that are going to keep them in their book, you know, that kind of thing. So I'm going to grab here and I'm going to put my heart wherever I think it should go. And then I'm going to grab here. And on the ends, I'm going to do glue dots. Okay, there's my one. I'm going to do 2 on each side so it doesn't swivel on me. But in the middle, I'm going to do a dimensional so I can offset that middle so it doesn't look so sunk down. And you're like, but wait, isn't that the whole point? Yes, it is the whole point. But I just don't want it to look concave. So I'm going to put 2 glue dots or 2 dimensionals in the middle as well. And it will be just fine. I promise. So as you do these and as you get used to them, you will figure out what you like looks wise and it will be okay. So for me, I like sticking down the middle first and then kind of getting the finesse after. So that's one, but I got to put some bling on it. I just have to, right? Because, I mean, you can't not. It's just calling for it, right? So, I'm gonna grab my gold little guys. And that is the new one. So you notice here, I don't know if you noticed for the Wacky Wednesday, I had a close-up of this one and it had some fingerprints and some messiness to it. We'll just say that. So that's why I say you really want to wait and not get your fingers all in it, okay? So let me clean up for half a second here. And maybe. All right. And then what I'm gonna do, because I just need a little bit of space, right? So the last one I'm gonna do, and I'm not even sure I'm gonna put words on. We'll see. So, but the last one I'm doing has a thick, not whisper white anymore, basic white cardstock. And then we've got the Mossy Meadow at 5 1/4 by 4. And then we have the Fine Art Floral Designer Series paper at 5 by 3 3/4, and then the overlay at the same size. I want to show you something that's really cool. Now, you can't do this with it on the silver side because it's not designed that way, unfortunately. But I have to say, we have one overlay that goes with one of the papers. Not perfectly, it wasn't designed to be perfect, but look how gorgeous that is. Look how easy that is. So when you are buying things, ask me, is there anything else that coordinates? Is there anything else that cuts out? Because, like, for instance, with snail mail, many of the snails and mushrooms cut out. So there are things that are designed to coordinate that aren't always spoken about. So you just got to ask me if there's more, right? Because sometimes there is. Sometimes there is, and we don't realize it too. And the designers put it in there as a sneak. Kind of like when you're going to Disneyland and they have the hidden Mickeys. Do you ever, I don't know if you guys knew about that. So what happened was they had throughout the park hidden Mickey Mouses. All right, since this is exact, hold on a second. Ooh, that glue went a little far. We got to roll that back. So anyways, they had done hidden Mickeys throughout the park. So it was almost like a contest kind of thing. I have to tell you, I'm born and raised Southern California, and my mom and by default my dad are big Disneyland type people. So there is with the overlay. Okay, I thought it was just so cool. But anyways, in the park though, there are all kinds of hidden Mickeys. So what I mean by that is, like, on the side of the building, just the way the architecture is, you'll see the 2 ears and that kind of thing. So there's like this big old, like, how many hidden Mickeys can you find? And, like, you know, just local folklore, I guess you would say. And my brother and my sister-in-law both work there as well. No, I don't get free tickets. I wish I did. And then you just got to make sure this is facing the same way, because if you do it upside down, it looks like just a mess. But anyways, so there's hidden Mickeys, much like our overlays and different things coordinate sometimes, and we don't even know it. So if you haven't found our version of a hidden Mickey, let me know, and we will get you going. And I'm trying to figure out if I need anything else on this front. I think it's busy enough without words. I might come back and think differently later, but in the meantime, I am gonna grab my thank you, and I'm gonna grab my ink. Hopefully it doesn't squeak like last time. Never mind. And I'm gonna grab my Rococo Rose. So, and then on the bottom of each card, inside, I'm going to stamp a little flower. So we pull in all the colors, right? Gotta have coordination. And I'm looking at this and going, my gosh, if we stamp this downwards, does it look like an animal paw print? Maybe I've been stamping too long today. I don't know. I just saw that and went, huh, I wonder. I always try to find what else can be found in things, because I want them to stretch as far as they can go, right? So like last year, I think the tulip leaf became part of a mustache. You know, just all kinds of fun things. All right, and then we're gonna grab here. And we're gonna, thank you, Lise. We're gonna grab here. If anybody's looking for one, I'm sure Lise can remember the girl that she ordered from off of Etsy. Please support local when you can. It's very, very, very important, especially right now, for small businesses to survive. So it's not just corporations. So please go to your farmer's market. Oh, and I think Iris, one of our girls, is going to be doing farmer's market in 29. I will let you know. I will let you know so you can help and support. So I have to ask, which do you like better? Do you like the Rococo Rose or do you like the Mossy Meadow? I think it depends on who you're sending it to. If it's somebody more feminine or more earth tones and more down to earth. I don't know. Just saying. So these are the two that we did tonight that were new ideas. And then this is the one we did. This is the sample before. This is my halfway crooked crazy card, but it's okay. And then that's the sample. So I will leave you with all that. And let me know if you need anything, if you have any questions about any of the products. I've ordered a little over half the catalog, but I'm happy to answer questions even on products I haven't ordered. Please continue to follow me, stampinwithjohnny.com, and have a great night. Thank you. Bye-bye.